Robbie Lawler versus Neil Magny is a welterweight bout. Robbie Lawler has a cheated record of 26 wins, 14 losses. Neil Magny has a cheated record of 23 wins, 7 losses. Alright, so Neil Magny started his career before joining the UFC with a record of 7 wins, 1 loss. Once he got in the UFC, he did pretty well with a win in his debut by unanimous decision. But after that first win inside of the UFC, he actually ended up losing his next 2 fights to Sergio Moraes by first-round submission and Seth Bakiniski by decision. After those 2 losses, he exploded with a unanimous decision win, followed by another unanimous decision win over Tim Means. Now, after those 2 wins, he just kept on winning, as he ended up winning 5 more fights inside the UFC, which got him a big step up against Damian Maia. In the fight, he did pretty okay, but not that good, as in the second round, he ended up getting submitted by a rear naked choke. After that loss, he actually won 2 split decision wins in a row over Eric Silva and Kelvin Gastelum. After those 2 wins, he ended up rematching Hector Lombard and ended up winning again, this time by 3rd round TKO. After that win, he ended up losing to Lorenz Larkin by 1st round KO. After that loss, he came back with a win over former champion Johnny Hendricks by unanimous decision. After that win, he fought another former champion in Rafael dos Anjos, and this time he ended up losing the fight by submission in the 1st round. After that loss, he ended up beating a former title challenger in Carlos Condit and then beat Craig White by 1st round KO. After those fights, he ended up fighting, an absolute beast in Santiago Ponzinibbio and ended up getting KO'd in the main event in the 4th round. After that loss, he ended up coming back with back-to-back wins over Jinglian Lee and Anthony Rocco Martin, both by unanimous decision. Alright, now let's take a look at his opponent, Robbie Lawler. Alright, so Robbie Lawler started his career with 4 straight wins. Guess what? All of them by 1st round KO, which ended up getting him a spot inside the UFC, where he ended up getting 3 wins in a row, with 2 of them coming by KO. But in his next fight after that, he ended up getting injured midway through the fight in the 2nd round and ended up losing the fight by TKO. After that loss, he came back with a unanimous decision win over Chris Lytle, and in his next 2 fights against Nick Diaz and Evan Tanner, he ended up losing both by either KO or submission. After those 2 losses, he chose to leave the UFC, where he had a couple fights, and then after those couple of fights, he joined Strikeforce. Now, after he joined Strikeforce, he had a pretty bumpy road, where they lost to Jake Shields by 1st round submission, then he beat Melvin Manhoef by 1st round KO, then lost by unanimous decision, then won by 1st round KO, then lost to Ronaldo Souza and Tim Kennedy by submission and decision, then beat Alden Amagov by flying knee in the 1st round, and then lost to Lorenz Larkin by decision. Wow, after that really up and down time in Strikeforce, he ended up rejoining the UFC, and he just did absolutely amazing with a 1st round KO win over Josh Koscheck, then a 2nd round head kick KO, followed by a split decision win over Robbie Lawler, which got him his title shot against Johnny Hendricks. In the fight, it was really close, but Lawler ended up losing the fight by decision. After that loss, he came back with 2 wins over Jake Ellenberger by KO and then Matt Brown by unanimous decision, which ended up getting him his rematch against Hendricks. Now, this time, it was a lot closer, and Lawler ended up winning the close bout by split decision, and he ended up getting that welterweight title. After that win, he had one of the best fights I've ever seen against Rory McDonald in his first title defense, and ended up KOing McDonald in the last round in only a minute. Alright, so after that win, he defended the belt once more against Carlos Condit, And again, oh my gosh, again, he won another close bout, this time by split decision. After that win, he actually lost his belt in a sort of controversial decision to Tyron Woodley by first round KO, but he ended up shaking it off and coming back with a unanimous decision victory over Donald Cerrone. After that win, he actually is yet to win again, as he ended up fighting 3 beasts in a row in Rafael dos Anjos, who he lost to by decision, Ben Askren, who he lost to by first round submission, and Colby Covington, who he lost to by unanimous decision. Alright, so first off, you guys know, Lawler and this guy's career, he's been in so many wars, and I don't know how much those wars have affected him. I mean, he got destroyed in his last couple of fights. Not to mention, I mean, this fight is a short notice bout for him. And, I mean, I don't really know. He's already 38 years old. Magny's 33 years old. I mean, I know Lawler has a lot left in the tank. But that leads to my decision. I just don't think Lawler's going to pull this win. And I think he's going to lose this fight by unanimous decision. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or something to say, make sure to put in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to get back to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with the notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.